Avatar 2009. James Cameron's Avatar was not just a film, it was the culmination of a vision he had been carrying since the mid-1990s. Cameron originally wrote extensive notes and story concepts for Avatar years before production, but repeatedly postponed the project because the technology needed to bring Pandora to life simply didn't exist. Rather than compromise, he spent years helping invent the tools that would eventually make the film possible. Central to this was the development of advanced performance capture technology. Cameron and his team created a system that allowed actors to perform on a virtual stage while their facial expressions were captured in real time using head-mounted cameras. This meant the Na'vi weren't animated interpretations, they were direct digital performances. Zoe Saldaga's portrayal of Neytiri became a landmark in CGI acting, praised for its emotional authenticity and physical presence. Sam Worthington was cast as Jake Sully after Cameron reviewed hundreds of auditions worldwide. Worthington underwent extensive physical training to sell Jake's transformation from a disabled Marine to a capable Na'vi warrior. Sigourney Weaver, returning to sci-fi after Alien, played a radically different role as Dr. Grace Augustine, blending scientific authority with emotional warmth. Pandora itself was designed as a fully functioning ecosystem. Cameron drew inspiration from Earth's rainforests, coral reefs, and deep-sea organisms, while production designers created detailed backstories for plants, animals, and Na'vi culture. Linguist Paul Framer constructed a complete Na'vi language with consistent grammar and vocabulary, allowing actors to perform scenes fluently rather than memorizing random sounds. Cameron also revolutionized modern 3D filmmaking. Rejecting post-converted depth in favor of native stereoscopic cameras, he helped engineer himself. Every shot was carefully composed to enhance immersion rather than distract. When Avatar released in 2009, it became a cultural event, breaking box office records worldwide and becoming the highest-grossing film of all time. More importantly, it reset expectations for visual effects, world building, and cinematic scale. The Starving Games 2013. In 2013, the Starving Games parodied Avatar by turning Pandora into a cheap, blue-painted jungle. Epic visuals were replaced with awkward dialogue and intentionally low-budget effects. The scene mocked Avatar's seriousness by exaggerating Na'vi culture into confusion and hunger jokes, proving that even the most ambitious sci-fi worlds could be reduced to pure parody. Avatar: The Way of Water 2022. Following Avatar's unprecedented success, expectations for a sequel were immense, and Cameron once again refused to rush. Instead of immediately producing Avatar 2, he spent years writing an interconnected saga and developing technology that could surpass the original. One of the biggest challenges was water. Cameron believed that water was essential to Pandora's next evolution, but realistic underwater performance capture had never been achieved. To solve this, Cameron and Weta FX developed entirely new systems capable of capturing facial expressions beneath water, while eliminating the distortion caused by bubbles and refraction. Actors trained for months in freediving techniques to perform long underwater takes without oxygen tanks, ensuring performances felt natural and uninterrupted. Kate Winslet reportedly held her breath for over 7 minutes during training, setting a new benchmark for underwater acting. Narratively, The Way of Water shifted the franchise's focus from discovery to legacy. Jake Sully is no longer an outsider learning Pandora's ways. He is a father and leader protecting his family. Neytiri's role deepened emotionally, exploring motherhood, grief, and fear of loss. The Sully children became central to the story, allowing Cameron to explore generational conflict and the cost of survival. The introduction of the Metkayina clan expanded Pandora's cultural scope. Their ocean-based lifestyle, architecture, and body adaptations were inspired by coastal and Polynesian cultures, emphasizing how environment shapes identity. Cameron insisted on designing the ocean ecosystem with the same biological logic as the forest, creating sea creatures, predators, and symbiotic relationships that felt scientifically plausible. Visually, water became a character in itself. Light refraction, surface tension, and fluid interaction were rendered with unprecedented realism, pushing CGI to new limits. Upon release in 2022, The Way of Water silenced skepticism, earning critical praise and massive box office success. It proved that Avatar was not a one-time phenomenon, but a franchise capable of evolving emotionally and technologically. Avatar: Fire and Ash. Avatar 3. With Avatar: Fire and Ash, James Cameron takes Pandora into its most dangerous era. The film introduces the Ash People, a Na'vi clan shaped by volcanic landscapes, fire, and constant destruction, challenging the idea that all Na'vi live in harmony. Visually, the film replaces oceans and forests with lava fields and ash-filled skies. New visual effects technology was developed to realistically portray fire, heat, and smoke interacting with Na'vi characters and their environment. The story continues with Jake Sully and his family, as conflict now comes not only from humans, but from Pandora itself. Neytiri's grief and anger become central themes, pushing the franchise toward a darker, more emotional chapter.